Alright, hello again everybody, and welcome back to another vlog. And I just want to start off by saying that these vlogs have ended up being definitely the hardest videos for me to try to get done. Because I have found that when I want to talk about serious subjects and not the fun and games and video games and all that other stuff that I really enjoy and love, stuff that really makes me who I am, whether people think that's stupid or not, all that crap you see behind me, all that crap that you see me talking about in videos, movies, and video games, and the internet, and comics, and all the other stuff I'll talk about, all those things make up who I am as much as anything else in my life. That doesn't mean that my daughter isn't important. My daughter is the most important thing I've ever been a part of. And I don't take that lightly. I'm not the best dad that I could be. I could be better. And it's just that when I have to be faced with the realities of life and the realities of my life, it's sometimes like cripplingly difficult to face the challenges of every day. Like, it's one thing to go to work and do your job and come home and, do your laundry and write your bills and, do things with your kids. But it's another thing to really, like, deep down inside feel like your life has meaning beyond the motions. And I know that my priorities are not always perfectly in sync with what they should be. And I'll admit to you all right now, I'm selfish as a selfish person could be. When I do get done with work, I just want to come home and I want to veg out in front of the TV playing games, or get on the computer and surf the web, or watch my YouTube videos. It's like I want to do all these other things when I know that there are things that have to be done. It's strange. I plan on sitting down and talk in this video about social anxiety disorder, but this is actually more of what I do on my own when I do start to think about the important things I want to talk about on the channel here or otherwise. It's just whatever comes to mind. That's why it's been very, very difficult to get these vlogs going, because I can't put my thoughts together in a coherent fashion, because I don't want to write stuff down, and I don't want this to come off like it's scripted. I want it to be natural. I want it to be, from the heart. But anyway, what I was going to say is what I've tried to do at least 3 or 4 times now with a video like this is that I suffer from social anxiety disorder, as a lot of other people do. I know I'm not somebody special because I have this and because I deal with this. There's so many other people who deal with it, but we all have to figure out a way to kind of deal with it. And one of my new ways of trying to cope with this is to express myself somehow. And I don't have a lot of friends that I can talk to, which I may have mentioned in the last video. I don't remember. My memory's hazy on that. But most of my friends are what I call work friends, or what used to be school friends. They were people that I only saw at work, I only saw at school, and I have really good friends. And sometimes I talk to them away from there, but it's not like I ever have somebody sitting over here on the couch. I'm not a big fan of talking on the phone with anybody about anything, as a lot of my friends and relatives would attest to. But if I've got somebody here with me, and just like when I'm at work with people, I can sit down and kind of talk one-on-one with the people who I think are relating to me in some way and aren't thinking I'm ridiculous. But I don't have that on a regular kind of basis. So that's why I did this with the channel. It was why I wanted to be kind of a half and half thing, so I could talk about things and get them out there and get them off my chest. But anyway, like I was saying, I have social anxiety disorder. It's self-diagnosed because I've never really dealt with a doctor on it. I'll probably talk about that here in a minute or in another video, but for the most part, this is just something that I realized that it was anxiety just a handful of years ago. The terminology social anxiety disorder is new to me. It's only something I've known over the last maybe 3 or 4 years. But anxiety in general was not the term I thought applied to what I had. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always been extremely nervous. In situations around other people, I've always been very shy. I don't have any real self-confidence. I have extremely low self-esteem. I don't think much of myself, to be honest with you. It's like I said, I can acknowledge the fact that I could be a much better dad. When my daughter comes over on my days off, in case anybody doesn't know, I'm divorced, and my daughter comes to my house on my days off and on another day of the week. And pretty much what we do is I'm over here at the computer, she's playing video games or playing with her Legos, and she loves me and I love her, and it's not like we sulk and act depressed and like we don't want to talk to one another, but I give her a chance to do some things here that she doesn't normally get to do when she's with her mom. And because she's doing things like playing on the game consoles, plays Minecraft and Skylanders and Disney Infinity and stuff like that, things that I can kind of partake with her a little bit, but even though it would brighten her day and make her super happy, I can only tolerate so much of it, so she mostly plays those games herself and I do my thing. That's, like I said, it's part of the selfishness that I know that I suffer from. The selfishness is not really something you suffer from. It's something that you do. You kind of consciously elect to be selfish. I know that I do, and I try to overcome it. I try to think this will be the time that I'll play the games with her more often, and this will be the time that maybe we leave that front door and go do something outside of the house. But it hasn't changed. The last couple of years, it's mostly just been she comes here and hangs out with me and then she goes home. I hate to use this terminology, but I have a few times. I feel like a glorified babysitter. And that's not me being upset with somebody else, like, oh my gosh, my ex-wife sends her down here and I'm just a babysitter. No, it's just, I honestly feel like that's the role that I have in her life. Like, in my opinion, whether I was here or living somewhere else or whatever, she would have a good life with her mom and her mom's family, and she gets an added bonus by my existence, here in the same town where she lives. But I don't feel like there's a whole lot that I'm really, really adding to things. And that's not because, that part is not because of low self-esteem. It's just because I don't feel like our relationship that we have here is much of what, well, I know a lot of people who are divorced and a lot of people who are married, but a lot of guys who have kids who, that's their everything. Those kids are everything. They go to every ball game, they go to every school event, they go to everything. My daughter's got a tumbling class right now, and due to work, I was unable to go to a few, but there have been quite a few that I could have went to, and it just seems like I've either, I just want to hang out here at the house, or I come home from work and then I have to go back. Stupid excuses and whatnot. Sucks, but I get bogged down in those kinds of things. Anyway, this has been more of a talk about my relationship with my daughter, and that was something I kind of figured would be its own video. So once again, you're on the crazy train with me when it comes to the vlogs. The social anxiety thing, it affects my life in many, many ways. My relationship with my daughter, for example. But my relationship with everybody. I'm keeping an eye on my time over here so I don't go over 15 minutes, but any subject that I venture into with this is something I could talk about forever. But I know what I'll do. I'll talk about kind of my average day with anxiety. I go to work, okay? We're just going to take, for example, what my scheduling is right now, which is go to work at like 7 in the morning. So I'm not getting up any earlier than I need to just get up, take a shower, get dressed, pack a lunch, go to work. So I'm in the comfort of my own house doing my own thing. I get ready with my stuff, but the moment I hit that front door, then it sets in. Am I going to encounter one of my neighbors across the street? Are they going to be outside? I've got some neighbors who it seems like, and this may just be stupid paranoia, but it seems like every time I go out to get in my truck and go somewhere, when I come home from work, they're out on their front porch smoking. You know, smokers smoke. They're going to go outside and all that kind of stuff. But it seems to me like it's rather often that they end up out there at that same time. Like I said, this just sounds like rampant paranoia. I understand that. It does. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm just being super paranoid. But it's not even really that that's bothering me. It's if they're out there and if they look at me because it's 7 in the morning and I'm starting up my truck and most other people aren't out of their houses yet. Are they watching me? Are they looking at me? Are they judging me? I go to work and I work in retail. I work with customers. I work with people all the time. A big crew at the store that I work with. Some that I know and really good friends with. Some that are acquaintances. A lot that I don't even know. Don't even know their names. But I deal with customers all day long. And for the most part, it's something that's weird about my job in retail is it's a comfort zone. When I get to work and I'm doing the things that I like to do, you know, stuff with movies and games, computers and TVs and whatnot, I get into a zone. And then I have a few of my best friends that of the people who I have as friends, these would be my best friends, these people that I see every day at work. I'm around them, I got a comfort zone. Maybe we goof around and we talk. We're a whole lot of laughs and humor and fun when we're all there together with one another. And so it's, like I said, it's the comfort zone. But then I get the customer who comes into my world here for a moment. And maybe they're just like, hey, can you tell me where this is? Or can you explain something to me about that? Or can you tell me when this new movie comes out? It's like, oh, that's my thing. I know when the movies come out. And I make somebody happy and put a smile on their face, and it's a nice feeling. But then I get that one person or the 10,000 people who come in and they're pissed off about everything. And the moment I get somebody who's either smart with me, the moment I get somebody who's getting mad because, you know, there's a policy that says they can't do something, so I'm the guy who gets shit on because of it, then that changes everything, and it spoils everything, and it makes me upset, and it makes me confrontational, and sometimes it makes his mouth here want to say things that it shouldn't. And it can crap on the whole day. But at least when the day is over, I walk out the door, and I come back home to my comfort zone. Yet another comfort zone, my safety, my games, my movies, my stuff. Material stuff, I understand, but it's where I feel safe. But then, like, let's take a day off. I go outside to check my mail, especially here lately when I was buying, you know, stuff with tax return money. I start to worry that the postman's going to be pissed off at me because I got too much stuff that won't go in his mailbox. So he has to come up here and put it at the front door, like day after day after day. Or I worry that somebody's going to be driving by when I just walk out there to check my mail. Am I looking fat today? Am I wearing a shirt that's too small? Do I have my hat on or do I have it off? You know, are they going to laugh at my stinky old sweaty hat? Or are they going to laugh at my bald head? I mean, I'm bald. I understand that. But I also think people are just judging me at all times. So that's why I get back inside this house and I stay here. I very rarely go and do stuff beyond work and taking my daughter to school and picking her up. As I'm running in here to the last little bit of time that I have, that's one of my biggest problems, though, is even though I don't want to be out there and deal with all that stuff, I know that being stuck in here around all this stuff can't be healthy. I want to have friends. I want to have a social life. I want to have a girlfriend. I've been divorced now for 4 years. It's approaching almost, 4 years since the split. And later in the year, it'll be officially 4 years since I've been divorced. I have not really had any real relationship attempts. Well, okay, that's not 100% true. I did pursue somebody who I used to work with, who I think I kind of crapped all over that friendship, pushed it into the awkward zone because I don't think that she, one, wanted that with me. Two, I think she kind of blamed herself for what happened with that. That'll be something I want to talk about another time. And then I did have something that was a little more serious, but it was something where if I could show you my foot, I'd make a little thing of me shooting myself in it because I think I totally ruined another chance that I had something that was really, really important to me, someone who I've known for a long time. Well, I knew when I was younger, and anyway, that's probably a subject of other videos, many videos down the road, but I need to wrap this one up because my timer says I'm a little over 15 minutes, and I'll be damned if this video can't be uploaded because it's a little over the supposed time limit I have. So thanks a lot for watching this. I'll have a lot more to say about this in the future, so stay tuned for more blogs about me running my mouth. Thanks.